We begin the readout tonight with the walls closing in on Donald's little buddy, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, the traveling Trump troll who's the subject of an ongoing sex crimes investigation. And that's because his former friend and so-called wingman, Joel Greenberg, has now formalized his cooperation deal with prosecutors, pleading guilty to 6 of the original 33 charges initially filed against him, including sex trafficking of a minor. The one-time Florida tax collector was clad in a dark jumpsuit as he admitted to those felonies in a federal courthouse today before being remanded into custody pending sentencing. In a lengthy plea agreement, Greenberg specifically affirmed that he and the minor engaged in commercial sex acts at least 7 times when she was a minor. But when it comes to his cooperation, the most critical detail is that Greenberg affirmed that other men who he introduced the minor to also engaged in commercial sex acts with the minor in his presence. That's consistent with some of the details Greenberg outlined in a confessional letter he reportedly wrote in an attempt to obtain a pardon from the former guy, as reported by the Daily Beast. The main difference with that confessional letter is that the plea documents don't mention Gaetz specifically, but Greenberg's earlier confession reportedly does. While NBC News has not seen or verified the contents of Greenberg's letter, it could be a good indication of where this investigation is heading. In another possibly ominous sign for Gaetz, Greenberg's lawyer hinted that there's more to come now that his client is officially cooperating.
Does my client have information that could hurt an elected official? I guess this is just, must-see television. You'll just have to wait and see.
Well, and if the potential implications for Gaetz weren't clear enough, we also saw a plane flying a banner over the courthouse in Florida today. It read, "Tick-tock, Matt Gaetz." Meanwhile, the feds have questioned other witnesses, in addition to Greenberg, who could help build a case against the congressman. And that's according to 4 people familiar with the inquiry who told Politico that investigators have interviewed more than a dozen people as part of the broader investigation. Gaetz has not been charged and denied any wrongdoing and claims that he's never paid for sex. But as the probe intensifies, he's also joking about his potential criminal exposure. In a sickness-inducing speech this weekend, he portrayed the alleged serious criminal conduct as nothing more than exchanging money for naughty favors. And he even compared paying money for sex to lawmakers who get money for their districts through legislation in Congress.
I'm being falsely accused of exchanging money for naughty favors. Yet Congress has reinstituted a process that legalizes the corrupt act of exchanging money for favors through earmarks.